We welcome you to Arlington, Texas, where it's time again for Cardinals baseball. We wrap up our three-game series with the surging Texas Rangers. The Cardinals can't wait to get home with a win. They need one. They're 0-5 on this two-city road trip that wraps up here tonight. Hi again, friends. Jim Evans, Chip Carey. Needless to say, partner, we need a win. 0-5 is not the way the Cardinals drew up this two-city trip.
Well, I'll tell you what, you go into Pittsburgh and you come to a place like this where you love to play, you're surprised that you don't have a win yet, especially the Pittsburgh Pirates. They're playing better, but this Cardinals team just needs to play better baseball. They've really played well, but not well enough to win, and they're going to have to turn that around really quick if they want to chase down anyone that's in front of them for a playoff spot.
When the Cardinals hit home runs, they usually win. They hit 3 of them last night, didn't, however. But Jordan Walker, Jim, starting to get the ball in the air a little more, and we're seeing the results.
Yeah, we had a talk about this last night, trying to get him to get the ball in the air because he is so strong. And you see last night that exit velocity and that home run that he hit 430 feet. This guy has got all kinds of talent. Look at this swing right here. Is a thing of beauty. He's going to get there. He's just 21. He doesn't have that many at-bats in the big leagues. We're going to have to give him a little bit of time.
Well, let's see where he ranks among his peers. Our Liberty Mutual field coverage hardest hit rate by Major League rookies. That's some pretty impressive company.
Yeah, as long as the other half isn't striking out, you're doing great. And putting the ball in play, he hits the ball hard all the time. They want him to get the ball in the air. I just want him to get experience. I think this kid's going to be a lot of fun to watch for a long time.
Well, John Gray's the man on the mound for the Texas Rangers. Jack Flaherty will pitch for the Cardinals. The Redbirds hope for a happy flight home if they can salvage 1 of 3 tonight here at Globe Life Field, and we'll get to lineups and first pitch right after the break. See Healthcare, you deserve extraordinary care, and by Chevrolet, the #1 selling brand in the St. Louis area. Find yours at your Mid-America Chevy dealer. Another big crowd gathering at Globe Life Field where the Cardinals and Rangers wrap up our 3-game series. Redbirds need a win. They've lost all 5 games they've played on this road trip, and hopefully they'll turn it around tonight. Alexa Dat, Jim Evans joins me, Chip Carey, here in Dallas, Fort Worth. Actually, it's Arlington, Texas, just down the road
all
from
the above.
Cherry World. And all the stars are out tonight. Check out this. Eva Longoria, star of stage and screen, throughout the ceremonial first pitch. And Jim, she threw a strike.
She did throw a strike. I was impressed. In the heels and all. Still got it.
Hopefully the Cardinals will get it tonight. They need a win. Hit 3 homers last evening, but couldn't come away with a victory. And St. Louis starts play today, 8.5 games out of first place. And this is the starting lineup that Ali Marmol will send out there. Brendan Donovan leads off at second. Goldie, Gorman, and Arenado 2, 3, and 4. Wilson Contreras hit a bomb here yesterday with Alec Burleson in left. Paul DeYoung, the shortstop. Jordan Walker also hit a long homer into the second deck. And Tommy Edman, the center fielder, will bat night. That's Bruce Bochy. His club is playing great. They've won 5 in a row. They've expanded their lead in the AL West to 5.5 games over the Astros. And they are trying to complete another sweep this year, and they are looking ahead to a titanic matchup in their next series. The Rangers will take on Tampa Bay on the road in their next series. But tonight we've got to worry about John Gray. He's the man on the mound for the Rangers, Jimmy. He is a man who's been freed from altitude in Colorado at Coors Field, and that has turned his career around here with the Rangers.
Yeah, he survived 7 years in Colorado, and I'll tell you what, he's got some pretty good numbers from being there for so long. And I think it would be nice, you get out of there and all of a sudden your ERA goes down by a couple of points, and he's one to be reckoned with for sure. You can see the Hyundai pitch arsenal right there. 95-mile-an-hour average fastball, so pretty good fastball along with some sliders and what they call a sweeper and a nice changeup. So we'll see what he's got with that velocity. Also, like I said, you've got to be pumped to not have to pitch in Colorado anymore. And looks like so far this year, 6-1 with a 2.51 ERA. Pretty snazzy.
And you get to pitch in front of an offense that's scoring almost 7 runs a game. That helps too. As you look at the Texas defense presented by Dobbs Tire and Auto Center, Sandy Leon is a defense-first catcher. He has become John Gray's personal receiver, so he's back behind the plate tonight. Noah Dolis Garcia, he gets the night off, so we'll look at Josh Smith, Travis Jankowski, and Robbie Grossman left to right in the outfield. Keep an eye on Marcus Semien. He does have that long hitting streak working. It stands at 25 games. Look, the mood for the Cardinals, They're still optimistic about their chances. They are preparing. They're playing hard. Breaks haven't gone their way. But tonight's a night where you get a win, you get a day off, and you start a homestand with the Reds at Busch Stadium in a couple of days.
I mean, you said it in the open. You got to look forward to going home, especially at this miserable road trip where you think when you win on this road trip it'd easily be a split. I think playing here is exciting. It's a great place to play. Going to Pittsburgh, you would think things would work out there, but you're right. Get a win tonight. Take a day off. Regroup. You just fight to the end. If you can fight to the end, you just never know. And if you can get within 4, 5, 6 games at the All-Star break, which is a month away still, you still have a good chance. And the best news for me is they're chasing 2 teams that typically aren't used to being up in the front, except for Milwaukee, but you never know how strong a team is until you get all the way down into September.
So Brendan Donovan leads off for the Cardinals here in the top of the first inning. John Gray, that very deliberate modified windup. And as Jim said, he's got plenty of juice. That one pumps in at 97 miles an hour. The league hitting just .208 against John, who's 6-1 on the year. He's won 5 straight games. He's allowed a 179 batting average in those 5 consecutive victories. The Cardinals have their hands full tonight. But maybe a big fastball pitcher is just what the doctor ordered. We will find out by tonight's end. And a swing and a miss. Down goes Donovan. Gray has his first strikeout.
I mean, wow. That's coming right at you.
Paul Goldschmidt's had a good road trip. 6 for 19 is he. He has 1 hit in this series and a run batted in. And it's strike after strike from Mr. Gray. Cardinals trying to avoid being swept for the 5th time this year. And right now the Birds in kind of a quandary, if you will. First the 0-1 pitch. They're hitting home runs. Many of them are solo, but a big portion, almost half of their total runs, Jim, are coming when they hit the ball out of the ballpark. Manufacturing offense has been somewhat problematic in the last couple weeks.
Well, and as you said, a couple of those home runs have been solo shots, and when you're down, when you're chasing a team who scores 7, 8 runs a game, hitting 2 or 3 solo home runs isn't going to get it done. So you just got to keep scoring when you're playing a team like Texas.
1 ball, 2 strikes for the Cardinals' second place hitter, and fouled away. Here's an interesting stat. Here we are in game 63 of the year. The Cardinals' run differential 0. They've scored as many as they've given up, yet they're 12 games under 500. We'll try to change both of those stats here tonight. The next, fouled away, and Goldie hanging tough. A ball and 2 strikes.
Well, really the bad news? Texas Rangers run differential.
Yeah, do we want to
155 in the positive.
That's downstairs. Yeah, that run differential for the Rangers, the largest after 60 games since the 1939 Yankees. And for the Cardinals,
9 Yankees, if you think about that.
Yeah.
Wow.
For the Cardinals, they're playing in a division where only 1 team has a positive run differential. That's the Pirates, and theirs is +2. Popped up in foul ground. Low in front of the dugout is there, and Goldie puts up a fight, but he's retired. And 2 are up, 2 are down for Nolan Gorman. Gorman's got 4 hits on the road trip, including a mammoth home run in Pittsburgh. And he's picked up a hit in this series as well. He starts play at .268 on the season. Gorman, a legitimate all-star candidate for the Cardinals. All-star voting is open and continues. The first round, that is, until June 22nd. One ball, no strikes. Base is empty. Gorman is second in our league with 44 RBIs. Pete Alonso of the Mets has 49 of them. Nolan has the 8th most home runs with the 14. 7th highest slugging percentage. And hitting 3rd tonight between Goldschmidt and Arenado, but down to his last strike here in the opening inning. And bounced into the Rangers dugout. We'll try again.
Tried to back foot the slider right there.
Gray signed through 2025. They got him on a 4-year, $56 million deal. He's already surpassed the 1,000 strikeout mark. He did that on April 26th this year for the Rangers. He looks for his 2nd strikeout of this inning, and he's got it. And the Cardinals are out in order in the top of the 1st inning. So Jack Flaherty will go to work. He's been the hottest Cardinal pitcher. Let's see what Jack has in store for the Rangers. It's Game 3 from Arlington, and we are just underway. We'll start tonight for the Cardinals, who've won 3 of his last 4 starts against the American League. And he's coming off a terrific outing against the Pirates. That's a game that got away from the Cardinals late at PNC Park.
Yeah, you can see the Hyundai pitch arsenal for Jack. A lot of 4-seam fastballs and sliders. That is his go-to. The knuckle curve will sneak in there every now and then. Doesn't throw a lot of changeups. And actually surprised looking at this. Doesn't throw a lot of sinkers, but he keeps the ball down. So maybe he doesn't need the 2-seamer sinker because of the ball being down so much. You know, it just will run away from and down below the zone. So he needs to come up big tonight. This is going to be a big start for him.
And he's on red alert right away with a man with a 25-game hit streak. Marcus Semien leading off. Corey Seager, Nathaniel O. That trio's been very destructive in this series.
I think they all have.
And how to play foul.
Wait, what about the other guys at the bottom?
Yeah, this is a good lineup, man. The Rangers
never stops.
Are rolling. 4 players are top 10 in runs. They're averaging over 6 runs a game. And as Jim said, a plus 155 run differential this year.
Well, I think it was interesting too, looking at the prototypical leadoff hitter that we don't have. Goldie leads our team in runs scored with 41. They have 4 guys that are above that on this roster for the Texas Rangers.
How about that sequence from Flaherty? A lot of off-speed stuff to get Semien.
Yeah, and I think right here he started off with that changeup, and I think righty is great. But right now, the key to this game, I think, is just Jack trying to concentrate on having a quality start, and that is 6+ innings, 3 runs or less, and getting into that 7th inning. I think is going to be the key for him. If he can do that, they can ride some of this momentum from having a good start. Hopefully, get a little bit of offense. Someone's got to be able to shut this team down.
That key to the game brought to you by Toyota, and the Cardinals do not have a starter on this road trip who has completed 6 innings yet. This would be a perfect time for the first. As we head home after play tonight, Corey Seager, the batter, hitting .336. And a little high. Brian Onora has the plate tonight. And Jack's gone quickly, 3-0.
You got to be careful right here. I think Corey's swinging.
Ooh. And down and in, ball 4, a 1-out walk. So look at the Cardinals defense presented by Dobbs Tire and Auto Centers. Burleson, Edman, Jordan Walker left to right of the outfield. Brendan Donovan starting at second. Contreras back behind the plate. And now Nathaniel Lowe, who has more hits than any other American League first baseman, stands in. He's got 3 hits in this series. Your point about everything being down for Jack. Gets a ton of double plays. He could use one here.
Yeah, he definitely could use one here. Brian Onora is not doing Jack any favors so far.
Good lead at first for Seager. The pitch. There's a strike. It's 1-1.
This guy's got some pop too. That big home run into left center field. For the first night, right? Yep, first night. Man, they're all running together right now. Seems like we've been here a week.
He just punched it into the bullpen. There's another good off-speed pitch. And Lowe didn't get a knuckle curve. It danced nicely. 1 ball, 2 strikes. A little low and off the plate. Semien struck out to start the game, and strike out, a milestone for Jack Flaherty. It ties him on the Cardinals all-time list with Ray Sadecki, 23rd all-time.
Nathaniel Lowe's got a little throwback right there, a little Will Clark short sleeve shirt, mock turtleneck going.
Snap throw back to first, and Goldie handles a short hop. You're right.
Old school right there. A little dress for show.
It must be a first baseman thing. 3 balls, 2 strikes. That's downstairs, and Jack's walked back-to-back hitters.
Well, this is the one thing you can't do, especially with this team. You know how walks will start adding up and scoring runs. They always do. Well, you definitely don't want to give a team like this extra base runners, because they hit the cover off of the ball.
And Josh Young is your batter. Last 42 hits, 19 of them have gone for extra bases. Jack will try to clean up his own mess here, and that's a good way to start it. Strike 1. This guy's a good-looking player for Texas.
I mean, 292 right now with those home runs. I mean, he's on pace for a really nice year.
One thing Jack has to be wary of if you're looking for 6 innings from him. Big pitch count innings. He's up to 15 now with 2 walks. And he missed badly inside. Straight away on the infield dirt of the Cardinals defenders, they give Young a big hole in left center. 2 balls, 1 strike. And that's been his best pitch.
I like that right-handed, right on right slider changeup he threw earlier today too. I think it was the Semien right off the bat. It was a really nice pitch, but the fastball hasn't really been in control so far yet.
And that's usually the key with Jack. Fastball command. When he's got it, he can be brilliant. Needs to dial it up here. 2 on, 1 out, 2-2 pitch.
This kid takes a hack, doesn't he? Like I said, I think he's on a nice pace right now for a good year. 292, 12, and 38 with a month left to go in the All-Star break. He's got a chance to go in there almost with 20 home runs and 50 RBIs. It's a heck of a start to a season.
Pitch number 20 is low, and Flaherty another 3-ball count. Jonah Heim waits on deck.
Just go down and away, try to get him to be too aggressive.
It seems to me, Jim, he's missing arm side in this first inning. How does he correct that?
Look at him right there. He's feeling it too. He knows. It's interesting that he's thrown back-to-back 3-ball count sliders, and that one right there was barely a strike. Can you imagine walking the bases loaded and 2 of the 3 are on a off-speed pitch? That definitely tells you that he's not feeling his fastball just yet.
Let's see what he does with this one. He missed outside. 3 consecutive walks. Seager is the runner at third. Nathaniel Lowe at second. Josh Young is at first. And Dusty Blake's on his way out to calm things down. We've seen Jack do this a time or two. And oftentimes, Jim, after a meeting, he rights the ship and gets a double play ball. We sorely need one here in the first.
Yeah, and his mechanics don't look too off. I just think he's not getting ahead. And then, you know, the thing about teams like this, it's all about their reputation. When you get behind, that's all you can think about, right? Guy's got 12 home runs. This guy's got 20 home runs. This guy's got 15 home runs. This guy's scored, 50 runs. You start to get a little gun shy even before you throw the pitch. And so you see right there, you get a lot of sliders. He's thrown a couple of changeups, which is unusual for him early in the count. And now with 3 straight walks, he's got his hands full.
And a hot hitter in Jonah Heim, who's the designated hitter. He carries a 9-game hitting streak into play.
Yeah, he's just falling off a little bit towards first base. It's funny because when you fall off, the ball will go to the right, but he's trying to correct it and he's kind of following it, and he's yanking it to the left side of the home plate.
Had him out in front with a slider. It's a ball and a strike. 24 pitches for Flaherty, 14 balls. He struck out Semien to start the night, but 3 straight free passes has him in the soup.
What do you always say? Ball just finds a way not to hit the pad.
It's amazing, isn't it?
Let's see what it gets him here. Another toe. Oh, I don't know if the pad can help that. That's straight into the shin. Ooh. Imagine if the pad wasn't there.
And the pitchers who will show no mercy are going to go right back there and see if he can top
See,
another.
I don't. I go down and away with a sinker because they're going to be ginger. And then they're not going to want to dive out over the plate and get on that front foot. I don't go back in there because I don't care if you foul it off your foot again. I want that. I want out.
It worked. Off-speed pitch takes care of Heim, and Flaherty has his second strikeout.
So the way I look at it is you don't need balance to hit a fastball inside or something inside. You just need to get your feet going. If you get a ball like that down and away and you have no balance, you got no chance. And that's just exactly what happened right there. Yeah, I never did. I mean, I think it's a funny statement that you're going to go right back in there, right? And it's it happens a lot, but I think it's the opposite. I think you need to go down and away and get him off balance, let him roll over.
Well, he got him, and he got ahead of Jankowski, who's hitting .301. Jankowski did not have an extra base hit in the major leagues last year. He has 8 of them this season for Texas. And a good stop evens the count. 1 ball, 1 strike. Rangers shuffle up their lineup tonight. No Adolis Garcia. No Duran. No Leody Taveras here in game 3. The pitch. On the ground. Goldie dives. Flaherty raced to the bag. Perfect feed, and he got out of it somehow. He loaded the bases with 3 walks, a strikeout, and a ground out. The Rangers can't cash in the first, and we're scoreless after 1. Strikeout and a ground out after 3 walks for the Rangers. And after that ground out, that keeps our game scoreless. Nolan Arenado leads off for the Birds here in the second. Arenado's hit a couple of homers on the road trip. And bounces this ball up the middle for a first pitch single. So Arenado's 6 for 20 on the road trip. Wilson Contreras coming up. 2 hits away from Busch Stadium on this journey. Both of them left the ballpark.
Well, this was a get even homer right here. He had bat before, he got it up in his face with a fastball. That'll wake you up enough to concentrate. And he got his revenge, but they still fell a little short.
Cardinals have 13 games this year where they've hit 3 or more homers, including last night. They've won 10 of those games. But last night, as Jim said, it was a frustrating outcome. Texas won it by a 6-4 final. That's the other frustrating part of this road trip. All the games have been close, 1 or 2 run games for St. Louis. They just haven't been able to get the big hit. Maybe that'll come tonight. Big hole right side for the catcher. The pitch is swung on and missed. 1 ball, 1 strike.
I think that's a changeup right there at 90 miles an hour. That's pretty good. Doesn't really. The best changeup is the one that doesn't come out of the hand and then get a little hump to it. It just kind of gets in there and doesn't. It just never gets there, but it doesn't die. You swing right over the top of it.
But you throw it there. I don't care what kind of hitter you are. That's a tough assignment.
Well, you get a good changeup. You swing over it. You don't want to look bad on another one, and then you kind of try to be a little bit more patient, more selective, and then 97 on the black down and away.
Oh, that was pretty good too. Thank you. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
I think he's a little bit of a hitter's umpire tonight, even though he missed his spot.
Now the 2-2 pitch is popped into center. Jankowski has all kinds of room. He'll put that away. 1 man down for Alec Burleson. Alex 1 for 12 at the plate on the road trip. That hit came in this series. It was a first inning single here last night.
Tell you what, at the way that they're struggling, I might have squared around a bunt right there in that first pitch. Third baseman is literally playing shortstop. He's giving you all of the third base area. Just like that. He's reading my mind, or I'm reading his mind. Which one is it?
Boy, I hope for Alex's
Neither.
sake. I hope for Alex's sake that you're reading his. But it's not a bad idea. He has laid down a bunt.
I also think too, when you're struggling as a team, you got to do something different. Like if you're not, that doesn't become a productive at bat, you just file it with the rest of them. So if you try something else,
then a little chopper towards second, step on the bag, throw to first, and in time, it's a double play. So Burleson tried to bounce one off the turf. Semien made a nice play and doubles up the Birds in a scoreless second. And the verdict is in. Let's see what's up.
After review, the call on the field stands. Runner is out. St. Louis loses their chance.
Burleson hustling down the line with the front toe of his shoe just a blink late on a bang-bang play at first. And so it is officially a 4-3 double play.
Does he even step on the bag?
That's something Paul Goldschmidt's actually teaching the base runners. Try to get the bag with the very front
point of the
shoe.
for sure.
Might save you a split second.
I've never seen anyone step and miss the bag and barely touch it with their toe, but yeah, you don't want to step. You don't ever want to step on top of the bag. When you're turning at first base to run for a double, you want to step on the inside corner and push off and make a quick left turn. And when you're running through the bag, you want to step on the front of the bag. Yeah, of course. But I don't know if he was actually going to touch the bag right there or not. Never seen somebody just flat out step on the dirt only and kick it with their toe.
So Ali challenged the play at first. That was unsuccessful. The Cardinals lose their challenge in this scoreless game. And now attention turns again, Jim, to Jack Flaherty, who threw 29 first inning pitches. He is tonight's Kia player profile.
Well, I mean, look at the start against the Angels, and that is the disaster of all disasters for a starting pitcher, especially early on in the season. That turns your ERA into something that you can't come back from until almost after the All-Star break, and you got to be pretty consistent to get there. And then since then, he's been pretty good. But You know, I still think that if you talk to him, 3 and 4 with 4 or 5 is not exactly what he had in mind this year.
And for more on Jack Flaherty, let's join Alexa Dent for the first time tonight.
Hi, Chip and Jim. Yeah, I spoke with manager Ali Marmol about Jack Flaherty, and he was mentioning how the fact that over his last couple of starts, he's really proven to be consistent, and that's something that they're looking for from him going forward as well. He's got conviction behind his pitches. He's really sharp. The command is there, and those at-bats from opponents are really uncomfortable. He's using a slider, mixing it up, and keeping guys off balance. A lot of defensive swings. That's what they're looking for more tonight, Chip.
We could use an easy inning, Alexa. 29 first inning pitches. And here in the second, Jack Flaherty will start with Robbie Grossman. Josh Smith and Sandy Leon, the 7, 8, 9 hitters, are due up. Grossman played here last night, back in the lineup tonight, and takes the strike. High pop fly. Late break by Walker. Still coming on. Makes the call and the catch. Big man came streaking in. Tommy Edman was there, and that would have been a world-class collision had Edman not gotten out of the way. That was close. One out.
That made my heart skip a beat right there. That is so dangerous. The problem here is look how far apart they are, and look at the bad jump that Jordan gets. Thankfully, he's screaming and calling him off right there because that is a bad scenario.
So Josh Smith hits. You can see Walker making the call. He also put his hand up, but Edman's watching the ball as well. I doubt he saw.
That's where you have to scream, scream, scream. Even though you get a bad jump, really doesn't matter who the center fielder is. Someone's got to call the ball and then go get it. And if common sense takes over, Tommy just has to back off and let him get it. Once you call it, it's yours.
Amazing too, that high angle we had. I go back and look at that replay. When you see how much ground Edman covered,
oh yeah,
he could have made the catch.
He flies, and I tell you what, and Jordan is kind of pull side of straight up. He's deep, and he got a really bad look at the swing, and so he was completely fooled. What's his jump? He's going back.
But Edman ran from left center to right center, almost caught it. Amazing.
It's good recovery for a big man right there, huh?
Swing, or no swing and a miss. Josh Smith, I beg your pardon, takes strike 3. Third strikeout for Flaherty, and he's got 2 quick outs, and Sandy Leon coming up.
Look at this. Every pitch tracks right here. Just a back door, kind of cutter, kind of slider. More or less a little slider. Like what I see about Jack too is, and I always thought this was going to come into play eventually. He's going to have 2 different sliders. Can't always throw the get me over, and then that slider all the time right there with 2 strikes. And he's perfecting a little smaller one, and then he's got the bigger one and the curveball. So you have to use them all because the hitter starts to see the flight of the baseball, and you start to get used to it.
Edman on the run, dives, can't get it, smothers the ball. Leon is going to slam on the brakes and head back to first. So the number 9 hitter for the Rangers, mired in a 1-for-21 slide, picks up their first hit with 2 outs.
Well, that's a heck of a try by Tommy right here. This is a jam shot, a little bit, stays in the air. Just can't catch up to it.
He has played a great center field, hasn't he?
I think he does a great job out there.
So here's Semien. He struck out to start the game.
I'm going to give you the jump numbers that Jordan Walker had on that ball, and I'll tell you why that is so important and also could almost cause the collision here in 1 second.
On the ground to third, Arenado's got it. Crow hops and throws a strike.
We'll come back to that.
Sounds like a plan. Texas gets their first hit, but have yet to break through. We go to the third. pitching away from Coors Field. We will talk about that, Jim, on our AT&T Fiber Fast Pitch. Much smaller sample size here in Texas, but he shaved a run off his ERA. Funny how that works.
Well, I was kind of looking at that, and I just thought, even though his ERA has gotten better and better, I mean, I thought if you can spend 7 years in Colorado, and now he's here for not quite a full stint of starts, but he's got about, what, 36 starts here. He only has a 4.3 ERA for being in Colorado for 6 or 7 years. I think that's pretty good. And right now, last year, having a 3.9, and this year so far a 2.4. I mean, that just goes to show you what he's capable of doing. And then the velocity right now is outstanding.
Third strikeout for Gray, who had 4 double-digit win years with the Rockies, but a guy that really had bad luck. He was hurt a lot. Left foot stress fractures, right shoulder inflammation, right forearm flexor strain, right forearm tightness, blisters, knee sprains, oblique sprains. The guy just couldn't stay on the mound, and you wonder if the extra exertion of pitching in altitude led to those problems.
Well, especially because it doesn't look like he's holding back a whole lot. So yeah, you are putting strain on everything when you're pretty much max effort.
That's hit the other way by Walker. Low, a nice play on a short hop, and Gray to the bag. And quickly 2 are out for the Cardinals, and Tommy Edman will be your batter. The 2023 Scotts MLB All-Star Ballot is now open. Scan the QR code on your screen to vote daily and decide who represents your Cardinals this summer. The All-Star game will be at T-Mobile Park in Seattle on July the 11th. And the first round of voting wraps up June 22nd. So vote early, vote often for your favorite Cardinals here tonight.
Tell you what, though, Texas might have something in this guy throwing tonight, Gray, because he is only 31 years old. And what you're watching tonight is plus stuff. And he hasn't thrown a lot of innings in the last 4 or 5 years. Actually, he's maxed out at 170 innings, like you said, with a lot of injuries. And 127 last year, 149. So he's got a lot left in the tank.
Yeah, I was saying he's
31,
but
31 and a half.
But he might have a 27-year-old arm.
Yeah.
At least that's what Bruce Bochy is hoping for. Mike Maddox too. Let's not overlook how good their pitching staff has been in Texas. Their starters 12-1 in their last 18 games played. That's got them to the top of the AL Western pile, 4.5 games above the defending champion Houston Astros. 2 quick strikes for Tommy Edman, and that one exploded across the shoe tops. 3 outs on 8 pitches, including 2 strikeouts. Gray has 4 of those, and we have no score. Busch Stadium, presented by He Gets Us, is on Saturday, June 10th. After the game, fans are invited to stick around for a post-game program with current players, broadcasters, and this year's featured speaker, Scott Spezio. More information at cardinals.com/promotions. Redbirds host the Cincinnati Reds this weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday afternoons. Cardinals have won 7 of their last 10 games at Busch Stadium. And we'll get our first look at Elly De La Cruz, the new Cincinnati sensation who started his big league career with a bang. He had a 458-foot homer today, Jim, that almost went out of the ballpark on the fly.
It hit. A kid tried to catch it, or it would have hit the chain link fence at the top of the right field stands that keeps people from falling into the river, basically. So yeah, it would have hit that screen. That would have been impressive.
That'll be a big series for the Cardinals. We start play tonight 3.5 games behind the third-place Reds. Milwaukee a half-game lead over the Pirates.
I haven't even seen a ball go up that high there, even in batting practice. Only done when he was playing there. That's a long way.
Not even you? You
no, oh, no.
Never went up there?
No. I had what they said, wall scraping power. Just enough.
2-2 pitch, and fouled at the plate. Seager, Lowe, and Young coming up in the Rangers' third. They loaded the bases in the first, and Flaherty struck him out and grounded him out to keep us scoreless. That's on the ground, right side. Race to the bag, and Flaherty handles the toss from Donovan. Seager is 0 for 1. Good start to the home third, and Nathaniel Lowe is your batter. Third ground ball out for Mr. Flaherty tonight, and Lowe, who walked in the first, is up for the second time. As we've said so often, it's amazing how quickly your fortunes can turn in the major leagues from one year to the next. Texas had a dismal season last year. As this one back to the mound. What a play by Flaherty. A leaping grab for out number 2.
How about the underhand toss right there? About 50 feet.
This great play, our T-Mobile coverage cam. Look at the athleticism of Jack Flaherty.
That is up there right there. And then the underhand toss. I don't know if I've ever seen anyone toss the ball underhand from the mound. He's still in the dirt right there. It's a pretty good play.
Young walked his first time up and hits a bolt into center for a 2-out hit. Yeah, last year Texas was 68 and 94. They had all kinds of pitching problems. They relieved Chris Woodward and John Daniels of their duties in August and missed the playoffs for the 6th straight year. But then Bruce Bochy was coaxed out of retirement. Mike Maddox joined him. And last year and this year, their front office spent roughly $800 million, Jim, to bolster their chances. And those investments are paying off in a big way.
I mean, just looking at the numbers and the way they've been playing, it's phenomenal to look. I mean, them in Tampa Bay, 44-19 and 40-20. And you know what's shocking too is you look down and talk about a team switching fortunes. Look at Baltimore at 37-23, 14 games over 500. They're 5.5 back at Tampa Bay. That's the stuff that intrigues me because, you know, during the season you can see some of these teams that you think, man, I don't know if they're good enough to sustain a whole year of this. And it's usually the Pittsburghs, sometimes Milwaukee, Cincinnati that we know the best. But last year we were watching that Mets and Atlanta situation, and I said, don't sleep on Atlanta. They're going to make this a season to contend with, and sure enough, one week at a time, and that's all you got to do. One week at a time.
A 10.5 game deficit and ended up winning the division. Flaherty getting into a groove. No score after 3. Injury report. Good news. Dylan Carlson got into a game in a rehab assignment last night. 5 innings, 1 for 1, a walk, a run scored. Whoever has it, he'll DH in his next assignment as Brendan Donovan leads off, which means what's the next step for Dylan Carlson? And with that answer, we hope, here's Alexa.
Yeah, Chip, he's going to DH tonight and play the outfield again tomorrow. Ali Marmol wants to see him play back to back to back. And then his hope is that he is here with the Cardinals within the next week.
Within the next week. Well, that would be nice. And I understand Lars Nootbaar is starting to swing the bat, doing some soft talk work. And hopefully he'll be back as well for the Cardinals sooner rather than later. On the ground to second. Semien will make the peg to first, and Donovan's retired. Grays face the minimum now through a 3 and a third innings in a scoreless game. Goldie popped out his first time up. Gray has seen the Cardinals before. All of those outings were at Busch Stadium. So for the first time in his career, he's facing St. Louis on what is his new home mound.
That's interesting.
A 7.47 ERA against the Cardinals, but he had one real bad start where he gave up 9 runs. He's given up virtually nothing tonight. Gray ready and fouled away.
Isn't it interesting? You've been around the game for so long. I was just watching his delivery. How many guys with still have good arms have simplified their deliveries? I mean, he's basically throwing from the stretch with just a little bit of momentum. But back in the day, everyone used to try to generate momentum with the leg kick and the over the head.
And Goldie couldn't resist. He tried to get out of the way, but strikes out. That's 5 for Gray. He's got plus stuff, and it's 2 up, 2 down in the 4th.
Yeah, just no man's land right there. It's like you start your swing and try to get out of the way. It's the worst case scenario for a hitter to have that called a strike.
Yeah, there's not a whole lot of deception with Mr. Gray, is there? It's here it comes. Hit it if you can.
He's even early on, I think he's pitching a little bit backwards, but the slider is just nice and hard. It's right there. It's not much guesswork.
One ball, one strike. Base is empty for the Cardinals. And Gorman takes a little high. Gray has thrown 44 pitches now. Only 9 have been out of the strike zone. And he's a strike away from his 6th punch out in the game. And he's got it. 3 out, 3 down in the St. Louis 4th. Still no score in Game 3 in Arlington. Back and better than ever. For a limited time, fans can buy tickets to great summer matchups starting at only $6 thanks to McDonald's. Or enhance your experience with all-inclusive tickets beginning at $60. For tickets or more details, Cardinals.com/McDonald's is the place to visit. Jack Flaherty starting his 4th inning. Travis Jankowski greets him first. He bounced out to Paul Goldschmidt his first time. And a bouncer hit towards short. High hop, quick release, and they got him by a quarter step. Jankowski tried to outrun the ball on the artificial turf, but he was a step slow.
Take a look at this play right here. He can't keep charging it, so he's got to set his feet. And he's got to be in basically throwing position as he catches that ball, or he's got no chance. He keeps charging that ball. He gets a short hop, then he's on the run. It's a nice play right there, being able to sit back, be calm, but set your feet and be ready to throw.
Funny how baseball evolves over time. Everybody remembers the 80s Cardinals teams that played at Busch Stadium 2 with the artificial surface and how successful they were. And then many teams, almost all of them, in fact, got away from the fake grass. It was Toronto for a while that was the only one in the major leagues. But now Miami, this place, Arizona, Toronto still, as the artificial turf technology has dramatically improved.
Well, was it you telling me yesterday about the money that the Arizona Diamondbacks are saving?
A lot.
From putting in turf and not having to worry about the regular grass and the water and everything. It's remarkable, like you said, what they have done now, and the different surfaces too. Different types of artificial turf, not just kind of the old stuff that's hard and a bunch of seams. It's almost like real grass.
Yeah, like in Tampa Bay in Tropicana Field, they can actually raise or lower the artificial surface. They have a brush that, if you have a ground ball pitcher, you can make it feel thicker, or if you don't, you can roll it out and make it a racetrack if you want.
I prefer the racetrack type.
I'm sure you do. Here's Josh Smith. He struck out his first time and takes another one here. The only blemish for Flaherty in this game is a high pitch count, thanks to 4 walks, but none of them have scored yet. He has yet to have a clean inning as he unfurls pitch number 62. Josh Smith made his big league debut almost a year ago to the day. It was May 30th last year. Played in 73 games for the Rangers and hit a .97. He came from the Yankees. That was the Joey Gallo deal at the deadline in 2021. And a strike. Sandy Leon, the catcher, waits on deck. Well, it'd be nice to start the 5th with him. You get a double play ball. That's exactly what would happen. So a big sequence here in the scoreless game. Bouncing ball to first. Goalie to second for 1. Flaherty to the bag and can make the play. Smith races down the line to keep the inning alive.
I'll tell you what, that's a heck of a job by Jack Flaherty. He recognizes right away. By the way, he gets over to first base better than any other pitcher other than Adam Wainwright. He recognizes it right away and he busts over there so he can get settled. It's a pretty good job right here, doing everything they possibly can do. Look at him get there, get down, even make the play.
Yeah, Jack showing his hops. He showed good hands there.
Speed over to first.
And now he goes to work with Leon, who has the first of 2 Texas hits tonight.
I'm sure that wasn't ideal for conditioning, but he's working with it.
Nine pitches in the first for Flaherty. He's thrown 38 since. So finish this man with 2 strikes and hope the offense can get something going against John Gray, who's faced the minimum.
I think he needs a breather right here. I'm surprised somebody hasn't gone to the mound. Other fact that it's 0-2, but Leon did him a favor right there, stepping out. That was the wrong thing to do.
Two balls, 2 strikes. Pop back toward us and out of play. We'll try again. Just past 8 o'clock St. Louis time as we join you from Texas. Alexa Dat, Jim Edmonds, Chip Carey with you. Brad Thompson, Jim Hayes, our pre and post game host tonight.
The cat is out of the bag tonight. Back to work.
And a swing and a miss. And Flaherty, more good work for him after a long first inning. He's keeping the Cardinals in the game. Let's see if Nolan Arenado can put us in front next. Up for the Cardinals, it was hot early last night. on number 11 for the Cardinals third baseman. And we could use a little more pop in this game. Scoreless. Gray has retired the minimum number of hitters through 4 innings. Nolan has the only hit, but he was erased on a double play in inning number 2. And he jumps on the first one. That ball is fair and headed for the corner. Arenado on his way to second. He is singled and doubled tonight. And here's your best chance for the Cardinals. Runner in scoring position for the first time. Might not be a bad strategy with 6 strikeouts as a team. Get after it early in the count. And Nolan did just that with a 2-base hit.
Jumped all over. That's another slider right there, huh? Tell you what, this guy, that home run that we showed, that ball, I think that slider is basically off the plate and away, and he pulled it into the bullpen. He just stays on the off-speed pitch so well.
How does he do that?
I don't know.
Well, it's certainly effective. His 9th double of the year, and now at the very least, Contreras has to get him to third base. He flied out his first time up, inviting hole right side for him. You see it all the time. Guys try to pull that outside pitch. They roll over it. They pop it up. Arenado has an uncanny ability to hit it hard and pull it to left. That's outside. You knew you had to score at least 1 to win tonight. And for Gray, the last start he made where he allowed more than 1 run, May 2nd. That was against Arizona. The first start he made on the schedule for Texas last month. He's 5-0 since. He's the first Texas pitcher to win 5 consecutive games since Lance Lynn back in 2019. 2 balls, 1 strike.
Well, you can definitely see that the stuff is there. I mean, he's got electric stuff.
Now Semien moves back to his standard positioning at second. And Contreras can't advance the runner. He swings and misses. Gray has struck out 7. So 1 on, 1 out. Alec Burleson is the batter, but first a quick word from Tickets for Less.
Tickets for Less. For a better ticketing experience. Best seats, best prices, and no surprises at checkout.
Burleson chopped one up the middle and was doubled up his first time. He launches the first one in the air toward left center. And that one's going to be caught by Smith. Arenado's going to tag. He's going to come to third, and he's going to be safe. He just got in.
And wow, did he ever just get his hand in there.
That's one where you better be sure, and the Rangers are going to check it out.
That is a heck of a throw right on the bag and a great tag at third base. And I think it's a gutsy play.
Ooh.
Wow. But you got to try to make things happen.
Hate to say it, I think they got him. Looks like the glove got the fingertips just before the palm hit the bag. The call on the field is safe.
Well, I hope they stay with that angle that they're showing on TV up top, because that might be hard to overturn.
Is there enough clear and convincing evidence?
I don't know, man. I mean, I'm with you on that, but
well, the sad part is the at bat by Contreras. He couldn't advance Nolan to third. That fly ball would have been deep enough to score the first run of the game, and this play would have been academic. But a great catch and throw by Smith. And we await the verdict from New York. Big play in this game. Another look. Safe or out, you make the call.
I mean, it's so close. I think the only thing we got going in our favor is, like I said, the ruling. That's just that the angles are all perfectly just enough not to be able to see certain, especially clear.
So this has been one of the longer reviews we've had this year. And it looks like we're close to an announcement. Will Arenado be safe or out? Let's see.
After review, the call on the field is overturned. The runner is out.
So Bruce Bochy challenges. The Cardinals can't cash in a leadoff double. Arenado makes the third out at third, and we remain scoreless. Top of the order for Texas as we head to the fifth inning. Marcus Semien is 0 for 2. A 25-game hit streak for Semien is on the line. He's picked up 36 hits in this stretch. And he's trying to catch Gabe Kapler, who once had a 28-game run of a hit in each, which paces the Rangers.
He does a nice job of staying through the ball and hitting the ball the other way. You can see he's been driving the ball into right center field, and right there he let that slider get deep. Those are the kind of guys that can get hit streaks. They hit the ball from line to line.
Now, with all the talk about Corey Seager and Jacob deGrom and others, I think this guy has kind of flown under radar as a huge impact signing for Texas.
Perfect. It's exactly what you want. No expectations, just go out there and play and let it all hang out.
High fly right at Walker. Jordan says he's got a beat on that. And Semien is 0 for his first 3 here tonight. Corey Seager, the next batter, after a quick word from Great Southern Bank.
What's the best part of turning 100? You. Our neighbors we've had the opportunity to support throughout the years. Great Southern Bank, celebrating 100 years of support.
Seager's walked and he's grounded out to second with the pitcher covering, so Corey is 0 for 1. What's amazing for the Rangers is how well they've played without some of their principals, which is Jacob deGrom, obviously. And now Jack Flaherty is going to ask Nathaniel Lowe to head back to the on-deck circle.
I mean, at least be close to it. He's closer to home plate than he was the on-deck circle.
And Seager's another man that missed a lot of time. Hamstring problems cost him a big chunk of the season. And this is what irritated Jack Flaherty. Look how close.
That's a little bit too far.
Lowe was to the batter's box. The pitch. Swing and a miss. That happened to Will Smith when he was pitching with the Braves. The Rangers closer got mad at Juan Soto. Soto came up next at bat, hit a home run.
Of course. He's about the only guy that I've seen that can do everything wrong and still be right.
Will was not happy.
He can make everyone mad and then he still can go deep.
Brian Shapiro, our great producer, reminds us Joe West once threw out Adrian Beltre for moving the batter's circle around. Straw came out over the inside corner. Flaherty's getting crisper as the game moves along. That's his 5th strikeout of the game.
It's a good job right here. He hasn't thrown a lot of pitches inside for strikes all night, especially with 2 strikes. Finally got a little bit of a strike zone to work with. I got one for you on the mock turtleneck short sleeve.
Okay.
It's brought to my attention, and I forgot, that him and Will Clark went to the same college on top of playing first base for the Texas Rangers.
So it's an homage to Will Clark.
Mississippi State boys. I don't know what it is, but it's there.
Just missed inside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Man, does Mississippi State have a great baseball program or what?
They've turned it up, haven't they? All those teams down in the South now, all the way up to Nashville. Kind of weird how, like, in sports in general in college, even the powerhouses in football have kind of just migrated around the country. You know, it used to be in the West. You know, SC was good for a while, and then Oregon State was good for a while, and then all of a sudden it migrated down into Texas and then over into Tennessee and all those teams down there, and then baseball's kind of done the same.
2 balls, 1 strike for Nathaniel Lowe. And a beauty floats in to even it up. I mean, there's some SEC and ACC baseball stadiums that, quite frankly, have been better than some of the low A, single A, and double A places. And
Wow.
Mississippi State's got a beautiful one too.
College sports has really taken off. I mean, they're all the new places that they're showing on TV with all their new programs. The stadiums and facilities are amazing.
Speaking of taking off, Jack Flaherty's doing that. He's through 5 scoreless. Jordan Walker's due up. Then a big weekend series. Jim starts with the Cincinnati Reds. That's our Budweiser What's on Tap feature. Jordan Montgomery, Miles Michaelis, and Adam Wainwright, the 3 starters for the Redbirds. Again, we'll get our first look at Eli De La Cruz, who's already creating havoc as a rookie for Cincinnati.
Not very often during the last 20 years can you start talking about teams like Cincinnati coming into play and they're being above St. Louis in the standings.
And
So now every team comes in is something to look forward to.
And with so few games head-to-head in the division with the new schedule. Here's Jordan Walker for more on his good work of late. Let's join Alexa.
Chip, he hit that moonshot to left field last night, his 3rd home run of the season, a 430-foot bomb into the second deck here at Globe Life Field. He said it was my best swing that I've taken of my 3 homers. He liked the at-bat. He had a lot of low balls. He stuck with it, even with the 2 strikes. He said, I finally got a ball up. I was patient, and then I could drive it. It felt good to contribute. Take a look at this video.
It was creamed.
Yeah.
Into the second deck.
You said creamed.
I did. I did. You know, much has been made of this kid's launch angle, right? Get the ball in the air. Oh, up and in. Did that get him?
Yep.
Is he all right? He is, thankfully. The Walker's launch angle is 2.6%. That's not a lot. You know who else doesn't have a giant launch angle? Juan Soto, 5.3 degrees. Ronald Acuna Jr. is about 7.9. Those other 2 hitters are awfully skilled too.
Yeah, they're doing pretty good. I mean, I don't, like I said, he's 21. You got to let him learn. You got to teach him to stay back and stay through the ball, and hopefully he takes off in the way that you know he can.
Yeah, that's what you were saying last
night. Trying to get
night.
him to start driving, trying to lift, and what happens is you start to get a lot of.
He took off too early there. It is tagged out. The Cardinals have run into 2 outs on the bases in the last 2 innings. And now Tommy Edman will hit with the bases empty and 2 outs.
Trying to make something happen.
Edman struck out his first time up.
Might have had a little something on Gray that if he doesn't like to throw over.
But you mentioned last night about hitting through the ball and staying back and how that will lead to natural launch.
Yeah, I don't like the launch angle. I like teaching someone how to hit. I mean, you don't want him to hit balls in the air all the time, especially in St. Louis. It's a big ballpark. You want him to drive the ball from gap to gap and hit the ball in the barrel and let it happen. You know, I mean, 21. You know, and you start telling a guy that he needs a better launch angle, you're going to get back shoulder, you know, lifting with your front side. You're going to get pulling off. You're going to get all kinds of stuff. If you teach him how to stay on the ball and get, you know, keep his back knee down, his weight back, stay, you know, inside the ball and keep everything flat, hit the bottom of the ball's going to take off.
And as we showed you in our opening comments for Jordan Walker, amongst his young peers, his exit velos are right where you want him to be. As Gray thought he had strike 3, but just missed. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
I mean, you took the perfect example is you look at the home run that Arenado hit off that slider. I mean, that swing's down. That swing is down and flat, and he just hit the bottom of the ball, and that's how you hit home runs.
Sharply hit, but right to Young, who had his man played perfectly. And the Cardinals are out of luck in the 6th inning. John Gray still has faced the minimum through 6 scoreless innings. Friday, and 25,000 fans 16 and up take home a Cardinals cap courtesy of Shane Company. It's a white hat with a front gold medal STL logo and metallic Cardinals script on the side. For tickets, go to cardinals.com/promotions. This has been a good game. Flaherty and Gray matching pitch for pitch. Jack has walked a few men tonight, but he's struck out 6. And he starts his 6th inning. No Cardinal starter on the road trip has completed 6 innings yet. Just 2 hits apiece. As Flaherty now 87 pitches on the night.
He's done a nice job. I thought he was going to be, pitch count was going to take off early, and then he set it under control.
DeYoung to his right. Long throw, and the stretch by Goldschmidt takes care of Josh Young, who's 1 for 2. And there's your first out. Let's enjoy a quick word from Siteman Cancer Center.
You are someone's favorite person, and your health matters. For the lives you touch, schedule your cancer screening today.
Jonah Heim is 0 for 2. He's got a big hit streak in play this evening. He's got a 9-game run, during which time he's hit .382. That's out of play, foul. Jack needs to manicure the front slope of the mound. And now we'll face a 1-2 count. Our one and only visit to Arlington this year. We'll see the Rangers next season. They'll come to Busch as Flaherty heats him up. 7 strikeouts for Jack. 3 of the last 4 outs have been on strike 3. And he is tonight's BJC Healthcare difference maker.
Well, at the beginning of the game, we said he's going to need to be strong, get into the 7th inning. He's almost there. Only given up 2 hits, walked 3 guys in the 1st inning, and only 1 more the rest of the way. But like you said just now, 7 strikeouts so far in just 6 innings of work.
Jankowski takes a strike.
How about the little get me over slider right there? He's like starting to play with some different pitches and figure out how to get ahead without always having to pump fastballs.
And that little slider probably made that 92 look like 100. So he's really mixed well after some early struggles in the 1st inning. The Rangers got 3 base runners in that frame. Only had 4 since. And across the shoes, and it missed. 1 ball, 2 strikes. You'd love to get to the Rangers bullpen if there has been a soft spot for them. At times it's been their relief corps. But John Gray's only thrown 61 pitches. No swing. And so from 2 strikes, now it's 3-2. Robbie Grossman's on deck. Outfield shades Jankowski slightly toward left in the pitch. He lost him. It's 2-out walk, and it's number 5 for Flaherty in that column tonight. Flaherty now has walked 40 men in 69 innings. Grossman walked his last time and didn't swing at that. Got to figure this is going to be Jack's final inning. About to throw his 100th pitch, and there's been quite a bit of stress, much of it of his own making. 5 walks. Little pop into left. That might be trouble. It is. It's going to bounce and spin toward the wall. And the runners will hold at second and third. A bloop double for Grossman. Burleson was running forever. And a heck of a job by the Cardinals to play that ball off the wall and quickly hustle it in. That ball had taken an awkward carom. They might have sent Jankowski in a scoreless game, but they'll settle second and third with 2 down.
Yeah, you're right. If he doesn't hustle over there and grab this ball right here, could have been ugly.
So Smith is the hitter. He has struck out, and he bounced into a force play. The Cardinals challenged that play, but Smith beat the rap and checked his swing here, I think. Yep, Nestor Sejas says no swing. All right, Jack put him away. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Texas is stranded, 6 men in the game.
This might be another time for that high fastball.
Oof. He tried it, and it just missed.
I don't know how you take that right there, to be honest with you. I mean, you're completely fooled, and it's barely high.
Well, does that set up the outside corner, or do you come back in with the heat? As Jack wants to adjust his pitch comm. The 2-2 pitch. He struck him out with the gas. Look at Jack. Big pitch, big spot. He strands 2 more men. 8 strikeouts through 6 scoreless innings at Globe Life Field in Arlington. The same place for John Gray and Jack Flaherty tonight.
Well, Jack's almost got double the pitches, but all that matters is it is 0-0 right now. Tell you what, he said he needed a quality start. Well, he gave it to us.
The 14th of the year for the Cardinals.
The hitters just need to do their part and get a run in here somehow. Put some pressure on the Rangers.
Donovan Goldschmidt Gorman up for the 3rd time. Gray has struck out 7. And on the ground to Young on the turf at 3rd, and the flip to 1st is in time, and that's how we start our Honda home run inning. If one of these top 3 Cardinals hitters takes one out, your Gateway Honda dealers will make a $1,000 donation to the Make-A-Wish Foundation. And Gray has been as good as advertised. 5-0, a sub-1 ERA in his last 5 outings. He has scattered 2 hits. Cardinals got a leadoff double in the 5th. Couldn't advance the runner. Arenado was thrown out trying to tag up on a fly ball to left. That was the best scoring chance of the night. Gray has been overpoweringly good.
He's been efficient. He's worked quick. "66 pitches, 15 balls."
You know the old saying, sometimes you can throw too many strikes.
Yeah.
That's not the case.
Not today. Well, I tell
guy.
you, I mean, it's not that easy. And I hate to say this because I don't know 100%, but he's pretty close to max effort, and to have that kind of control is pretty good because that's not usually the case.
He is throwing
Nasty.
BBs. Everything is on point for Gray. That's his 8th strikeout. Saturday, when the Reds are in town, 25,000 fans, 16 and up, take home an adult Albert Pujols jersey, and 10,000 kids at Busch with a ticket. Get the kid-sized Pujols jersey. That's courtesy of High Chew. For more info or to buy tickets, go to cardinals.com/promotions. Nolan Gorman's had a tough time. He's struck out twice. Gray at 69 pitches with 2 outs in the 7th inning.
It's a pretty good time for a bomb right here, wouldn't it?
You bet.
Playing him just a tad bit to pull.
Now it's 2-2. With this man's pitch count so low, I can't imagine they would take him out of this game. It almost cost him in game 1 of the series. The pitch is a little bit high. Martin Perez was rolling through 7 innings. He allowed 1 unearned run. He came out of the game, and then the Rangers bullpen promptly gave up the tie in the 8th. Here was scoreless. And a swing and a miss. 9 strikeouts for John Gray, and that's how we head to the 7th inning stretch. What a pitching performance for Flaherty and Gray in game 3. Proud sponsor of the St. Louis Cardinals. By Steel, real steel. Find yours at steeldealers.com, and by Budweiser. This Bud's for you. Well, John Gray and Jack Flaherty pitching like that man, Nolan Ryan. He would have appreciated how they've worked through 6 and 7 innings respectively. High pitch count gets Jack Flaherty out of the game. He turns things over to Jordan Hicks, who answers our Chevy call to the bullpen.
I just saw a thing on Nolan Ryan. I think that he threw 230 pitches in a game, complete game, came back and threw 6 innings shutout 5 days later or 3 days later. The good old days. 230 pitches.
That's a good 4 starts for some in today's game. He was something else. As Leody Taveras will pinch hit for Sandy Leon here. And Hicks with a 102-mile-an-hour fastball. There's a great documentary out called Facing Nolan. Story of his pitching career.
I've been there.
And?
Faced him.
And?
Believe it or not, I thought I hit 2 home runs off him in 1 game, and I flew out to the wall in right and flew out to the wall in left center.
Oh.
And all I was like, please, just 1 go. Just so I could say I had a home run off Nolan Ryan. 0 for 2.
How old was he at that time? Do you remember?
He was pretty much done.
In the air towards center. Edman retreating, still going back. He's got it measured up. And he made that deep drive look easy to catch. Boy, he's done great work out there in center. And folks, he might stick there for a while for the Cardinals. Good play, 1 out.
I mean, he makes it look so easy, doesn't he? He just does his job. He goes back and just makes the play.
30,251 here tonight have been treated to a great pitcher's duel.
Ready for this?
Breaks first.
Guess how old he was when I faced 46.
Come on.
I swear, 1993 is last year. 46 years old. He's 5-5 with still 4.8 ERA. Not bad.
How many strikeouts?
Starts.
What was his total?
He only pitched 66 innings when he was 46.
He's tired. Throw to first takes care of Semien. His hit streak's in jeopardy now. He's 0 for 4. He's got a 25-gamer on the line, and Hicks has his first 2 outs.
He threw in 66 innings that year and still struck out 46 guys.
Nolan Ryan finished his career with 5,714 career strikeouts.
Put this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 out of 7 years he struck out over 320 guys. 6 out of 7. 329, 380, 383, 367, 327, 341. Oh my gosh.
1 ball, 1 strike. Well, Hicks doing Nolan Ryan proud in this inning. They say Ryan was the first guy that they really truly clocked at 100 miles an hour when the ball got to the plate when he pitched for the then California Angels. And there's another great documentary called Fastball. It talks about the history of that pitch in the game. If you haven't seen that, highly recommend it. I believe it was Ty Cobb who gave Walter Johnson the nickname the Big Train. As this ball is whacked down the left field line, curling, and that is a fair ball. And Seager on his way to second. He'll stand there with 2 outs in a scoreless game. Ty Cobb said Walter Johnson's fastball sounded like a train leaving the station.
Sounded. Well, you said 5,714 strikeouts. Most ever in baseball history. 2,795 walks. Most ever in baseball history.
That's how you elevate your pitch count.
Most pitches in history.
Just think if Nolan Ryan had the command and the wisdom that he had in his later years, he was pitching with the Mets along with Tom Seaver.
19 years old. 1966. Also a career leader in hits per 9. Only 6.6 hits per 9. All-time best. One of the all-time greats.
And a great
no
person.
Doubt.
Great ambassador for our sport. And he's very proud, I'm sure, of what the Rangers have done this year. The Cardinals, though, giving him a fight in a scoreless game. And that paints a corner. 102. Well, what a turnaround Jordan Hicks has made. The early days of the season, Jim, he was all over the place. He is really commanding the zone now. And he needs to do that here to keep the Rangers off the scoreboard.
Well, I'll tell you what, the best thing about Jordan Hicks is what he's done this year, as he did it, I wouldn't say it on his own, but he was in the forefront of saying, I need to do this. And he recognized it, and he said, I'm not getting after it enough. And that is the best thing that can happen to your career, is because you have to feel what's going on. It's nasty. Ooh. But people are just telling you, hey, you got to do this, you got to do this. You don't feel it in your heart, and you don't have an idea of what that looks or feels like. You just can't do it. It's like saying, like, winning. You just, until you do it, you don't really know what it's like. And I think he's done a nice job of making a comeback with what he needed to do.
This guy in the box makes me nervous because of the way he hit his home run here the other night. Right?
Half a swing.
Half swing, and it just jumped off his bat. With that in mind, look at how the Cardinals outfield is playing. Nathaniel Lowe, they are swung way around toward left.
He's a big kid, 6'4". Got some serious pop.
But not this time. Look at that ball explode. 102. See you later, Nathaniel Lowe. We go to the 8th inning. Nolan Arenado with a couple of hits will get a rally started next. Pride Night at Busch Stadium is Friday night with the Reds in town, brought to you by Mission Taco Joint. When you buy your Pride Night themed ticket, you'll take home an exclusive rainbow jersey, and a part of each ticket sold is donated to the St. Louis Queer Plus Support Helpline. For tickets or more details, visit cardinals.com/theme. We're in the 8th inning. No score. Flaherty and Hicks for the Cardinals on the mound. John Gray for Texas. And Arenado a chopper toward third. Young got it to his left, and a strike for out number 1. Wilson Contreras. Key at bat in this game came in the 5th inning after Arenado doubled to start the inning. Contreras struck out, couldn't get Nolan to third base. Burleson hit a deep fly ball to left. That would have been deep enough to score the run. And after the catch, Arenado tagged and tried to move to third, but Smith threw him out, and that took the Cardinals out of the 5th inning. In fact, Arenado is the only Cardinal to get as far as second base on the base paths tonight, as Gray has faced the minimum through 7 innings and a third. And just like that, it's 0-2. Gray's innings pitched high this year is 8. He did that May 13th out in Oakland. He last pitched 9 innings in a big league game in 2016, September 17th against the Padres. On that game, Jim, he struck out 16. Tonight he has struck out 9. 1-2 pitch. Contreras fighting hard. Jonah Heim has taken over behind the plate. New battery for Texas. And the pitch is cut on and missed. He's struck out 10 Cardinals tonight.
Take a look at the Plaza Tire Service pitch tracks. I mean, he has been nasty with that slider cutter. He challenges you, gets you sped up, and then he throws that down and buries it and just keeps it away from the right-handed hitters. It makes it very, very tough.
Swing, drive, hammer deep right. It's an ambush. It's gone. Alec Burleson has broken the tie. It's 1-0 on a lightning bolt to right.
A great job by Alec right there. What did he do? He got a get me over slider, pitching backwards, trying to sneak a little get me over strike 1, and he hammered it.
Has one run ever felt so big? And with a man on the mound who had struck out 10 guys, I'm guessing for Alec, don't wait to get to 2 strikes.
Oh no. Oh no.
Oh, did the Cardinals need that? As Burleson hits his 5th home run, it comes with 2 outs. And it's a 1-0 St. Louis game.
Ooh. Right down the middle.
So the Cardinals get the Burleson home run. It comes on the first pitch. Happy spot. Left-hand hitter went down and roped it into the first row of seats in right. And the Cardinals in the 8th inning have taken a 1-0 lead.
Here with you is the Cardinals take a 1-0 lead on a go-ahead solo home run by Alec Burleson. Him and I chatted pregame, and I asked how he prepares for all of these different pitchers that he's never seen before. And he said one, he goes and gets scouting reports from other guys on the team, which obviously makes sense. And the other one is he likes to study film and mentally try and find a comparison to a pitcher that he has seen before. It helps him visualize. And Chip, we know baseball is very mental.
That's a great point, Alexis. Giovanni Gallegos is on to pitch. He answers the Chevy call to the bullpen for Burleson. His last solo homer, interestingly enough, broke a 0-0 tie in San Francisco. That came off of Logan Webb. Here he homers against John Gray, and the Cardinals lead by a run. Now Gallegos is on. After a disappointing start to the road trip for Giovanni, he's hoping for a clean and easy 8th. This is his 4th outing. Excuse me. That's incorrect for Gallegos. This is his 2nd outing on the road trip. June 2nd, that was the 4-run, 2/3 of an inning performance against the Pirates. So he's looking for a redeemer with the slimmest of margins here in the 8th inning. Josh Young has reached base twice. He's walked and singled.
I mean, I think you talk about a guy like Gallegos, and when he struggles, you hit the nail on the head with the slimmest of margins, right? He's always out there in a 1-run game, a tie game. You don't have the luxury of making mistakes at all, and if you do, it's headline news. It's what it's like to be in a closer in an 8th inning and 9th inning guy.
So Gallegos has the middle 3. Figure Helsley might have the bottom of the lineup. There's an asterisk on that as that ball is cut on and missed. Good start to the inning. Gallegos takes care of Young on strikes. 1 away. Before we explain the lineup scenario for the Rangers, we'll step aside for a quick word from BOS.
When you need to expand your business, turn to BOS. We can make loan decisions locally so you can unleash your full potential. BOS, bank boldly.
Bruce Bochy put Jonah Heim back in the game. He started as the designated hitter. And so that means the last spot on the lineup card, the 9th place, is occupied by the pitcher. That won't matter. They're going to pinch hit when we get to the 9th inning. I think that's one of the quirks of the DH rule. And there are some dangerous choices available for Bruce Bochy when we do get to that 9th inning. Fly ball left center. Edman going back, still going at the wall. He's got it. Oh, that was close. But Edman with a great jump. Got there in time for the 2nd out. Gallegos went to a knee in prayer, hoping the park would be big enough, and it was.
He did go to a knee. That's when you're sitting up here watching from a distance. You get worried when you see the pitcher go down to a knee. That is not good.
The result sure was as Jankowski bats. You saw Oscar Mercado. He took over for Burleson in left field. Burleson did his job with the home run. That's the difference in this game. Up the middle. That takes care of Jankowski. Gallegos gets him 1, 2, 3 in the 8th. The Cardinals look for some 9th inning insurance up a run. This game summary. You like good pitching? We have seen it tonight. And Alec Burleson with that ambush home run in the 8th inning has provided the only run needed for the Cardinals to this point. Let's get greedy and get a couple of more as Jordan Walker leads off. John Gray back to work for Texas.
I was going to say the guy losing is still out there on the mound with only 87 pitches.
Amazing. Boy, it'd be a tough way to lose a 5-game winning streak on a solo home run. But that's the fate for Gray at the moment. The pitch is taken outside. There's a base hit the other way for Walker. And a good job in right to cut that off. Robbie Grossman, if he doesn't get it, Walker might be at second base. But hey, there's a good way to start when you look for insurance. Walker is 1 for 2. And his 4th hit on the road trip.
And that's what I mean about hitting the ball in the air. You know, I thought Tony La Russa was always smart about what he was saying. He said, concentrate on trying to hit 300. You're going to hit your home runs. And right there, that's a good spot to not worry about getting a home run, but getting a hit and getting on base against a guy who's dealing for the last 9 innings, 8 innings. Hit himself right out of his belt.
So let's see how the Cardinals play it with Tommy Edman. He's 0 for 2. The Rangers think he's going to try to bunt. Young is standing in on the grass at third base while the Rangers set the rest of their defense. After Edman, you've got the top of the order. The Cardinals could use some good luck in 1-run games. They've played a lot of them. They're winning this one 1-0. And no bunt sign and fouled away, strike 1.
You know, he's been getting a lot of swings and misses, so that pretty much goes hit and run out the window, I would think.
Walker broke too early last inning. He was on base. That was in the 6th inning, and Gray just stepped off and threw him out. All part of the learning curve for Walker, who now has 24 hits against 24 different pitchers in his young major league career. Good lead with 1 strike. And lashed out of play to the left.
Still pumping 97.
There's a talented man on the mound. He had a lot of injury problems with Colorado, and he's part of this big Texas turnaround. But an Alec Burleson homer, the difference in this game. Cardinals entered play tonight 6-13 in 1-run games. Oh, 2. Struck him out outside corner. Gray has punched out 12 Cardinals in this game. He has faced one more man than the minimum and has not issued a walk.
See, that was like a little changeup right there that he thought was going to run out of the zone. Haven't thrown a whole lot of those tonight. Throwing a lot of sliders.
There was one, but it was high. Curveball, actually. 1 ball, no strikes. Hits are even 4 apiece. The Rangers have left 9 on base. Remember, they loaded the bases in the 1st inning, did not score. Outfield straight away and deep. Home run cut, didn't get it. corner to corner, up, down, in, out. And he's still under 100 pitches and a 2-2 count for Brendan Donovan. The 3-2 pitch. Walker leads, not going. Fly ball center field. That ball is going to be caught. Sliding grab, Jankowski. Nice play.
This outfield's so big, you really can't tell if he's going to get there, and the ball just hangs up.
Goldschmidt has an 0 for 3 night tonight. Gray tried to work 9 complete. On the ground to short. The peg to first by Seager, and here we go. 100 pitches for John Gray, but he's trailing 1-0. Ryan Helsley will try to close it out in Game 3. Alec Burleson broke a scoreless tie. He went down and hit a 7-iron into the first row of seats for the only tally tonight.
Yeah, and I wasn't even going to have to watch that replay, and I knew what you were going to talk about, and he got me a get-me-over slider that was down even, and he just jumped all over it. I'm going to have to go with not a whole lot of launch angle on that one, just a nice line drive.
Well, the last Ranger to throw a complete game and lose was Cliff Lee, who suffered that fate in 2010 against Baltimore. If Helsley can get 3 outs without a run coming across, that'll be the fate for John Gray tonight. He'll have the 7, 8, 9 batters coming up for Texas. Grossman, Smith, and then a pinch hitter for John Gray, the pitcher. As the first pitch is hammered down the line into the corner, that is a foul ball by inches.
Well, don't forget, they have Duran on the bench, who's hitting .322. Garver on the bench is hitting .314. And Garcia, who is basically as hot as anyone, hitting .467 in his last 6 games. So not a whole lot of fun choices if you're the Cardinals, but if you're Ruth Bochy, you got some weapons.
Grossman has reached base twice and finds himself quickly down 0-2.
I think your only issue that you have is your all right-handed bench.
And you might see a pinch hitter for Josh Smith, who's hitting 8th. Looks like Adolis Garcia's grabbed a bat. 0-2. The pitch. And what's it say for the Cardinals to do this to this Texas offense, an offense that has scored almost 7 runs a game here at home? Cardinals have held them to 10 runs in 3 games to this point. The pitch. He went around. Good start. Strike 3. There's your first out in the 9th.
This is a nasty slider right there. Straight down.
So Garcia's coming up. He had 4 hits in last night's game, including a homer. And Mitch Garver will move to the on-deck circle. Looks like he will be inserted in the 9 spot. Garcia, the former Cardinal, has a 6-game hitting streak. And he couldn't check his swing. It's a strike.
Well, that's what 99 to 102 does for you. Guys are going to cheat. You can use that to your advantage if you're on the mound right now. Got to be careful because this young man is strong.
I love how the Cardinals relievers in this game have been in attack mode. Not a whole lot of nibbling. It's here it is, boys, hit it if you can. And in a one-run game, that's what you got to do. Hicks, Gallegos, and Helsley. Now polish off this man with 2 strikes. Out of play. Base is empty, 1 out, bottom of the 9th. Hey, got him with a breaking ball. 2 outs, 1 to get. Mitch Garver, the final hope for the Rangers.
That's the thing, you think about staying away from a guy like this, but the ball flies here no matter what. What do? I thought I would slider him to death. I wouldn't throw him another fastball. I would make him swing at sliders, and hopefully you can make a good pitch. And you know what? He went out and did it the first chance he had. So great job by Helsley. This is such a
tough hitter
fine line here when you get into ballparks, Les, Yankee Stadium and like places like Houston and stuff, and you try to stay away from guys to make them work harder to hit a game-tying home run. When you got a place that the ball flies or short porches, you got to be careful there because the guy's a little bit late and the ball still can go in the seats. So once you get ahead, you got to use those weapons that you have.
And I think that's a great point. That's exactly what this bullpen trio has done in this game. It's never easy, but it sure is easier when it's 0-1, 1-2. So Flaherty, Hicks, Gallegos, and Helsley on the cusp of a 1-0 road trip finale in Texas.
Jack Flaherty with an outstanding job tonight.
Popped up. Mercado, DeYoung. It's going to be DeYoung. He's got it, and the Cardinals have won it. 1-0 your final score, and did this Redbird club need that?
We all needed that. Happy flight. I don't even like that saying anymore. I think it's past, but great job, Jack Flaherty. Great job, bullpen. Great job, Ollie Marmol, not losing his mind on this road trip. Let's see what he's got after the day off when we get home for some home cooking.
And the Cincinnati Reds, a big division rival whom the Cardinals hope to gain ground against starting Friday night. Great game deep in the heart of Texas. We thank you for joining us. Jim Hayes, Brad Thompson set to wrap it up for you from our Cardinals studios in St. Louis. 1-0 your final tonight.